It's meant to look like that, but it's kind of hard to get it to translate.
It looks like that on the screen I'm watching on, but probably because, like, I don't know, just the darkness level of my screen makes it look more like stars.
Heavy metal surveyed. And a level up, that's what we like. That's that ish we do like. Alright, I think that's probably it for this planet. Return to the Normandy. We got a nice little level up. Couple level ups. So let's, I need to start focusing on barrier. Go ahead and get to advanced barrier, 100%.
Definitely focus on barrier, but I will say, like, you're not in a bad spot with your like squad XP and or anything, because you still have plenty of main missions left, and those are where you get the most XP.
Yeah. We're probably, I mean, relatively we're ahead of the game, so.
Oh yeah, you know, you're doing great.
Doing all the
Because you've
side
done
stuff.
like 2 of the main missions so far, and there's like 4 left, so you're good. And you really have till Vermeer to like get enough Paragon and stuff, and that's like a while. So. Yeah, Doors and those level up sound effects give me chills. They're like, that's legit my favorite level up sound effect ever. It's in my mind all the time.
Probably just keep dumping into barrier, so that way. What up, Misty?
Yo, Misty.
Yeah, I'll just keep investing in a barrier. It's fine. Equip that better pistol. That better shotgun.
Also, we'll say with Garrus and Rex, you should just check in with them and see if they have any new dialogue, because their loyalty missions might be available.
Word.
To my knowledge, their loyalty missions aren't tied to how many main missions you've done. I think you just get them eventually after enough time has passed.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, though. I just remember it happening randomly. I talked to them, and all of a sudden, they're like, hey, you want to do this for me? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I've only done like side quests, but I can do. I'll do a little lap and see if anybody wants to talk.
Yes, Commander.
Just Garrus and Rex. Nobody.
Speak freely. I trust you, Commander.
Talk unless it's a main mission aside from them.
They had the numbers. Yes, sir.
I genuinely don't think there will be any new dialogue with anybody aside from them.
Word. Garus.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Disturbing?
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I got you, Admiral.
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
God, is this common?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs.
God.
Had the station in a bit of a panic.
Mission is
But this
messed
case
up.
wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
What did you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Krogan testicles.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
God.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Interviewing?
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
That's sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims
So
were
weird.
poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the
Oh yeah,
organs were
this
good.
mission is like crazy.
Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
You just let him go?
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
I see.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
It's a tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a
My
joke,
God.
I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him.
Talk to
I got the
Hart,
transponder
uh-huh.
frequency for his
Happy
new
Valentine's
ship,
Day,
but I
guys.
just can't get anyone to check it out.
No.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
Nice.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Nice. Well, there's a Garrus side mission.
The loyalty mission. I'm surprised I was actually right about that.
Off the rip.
I was just saying that just in case. I didn't actually realize.
It makes me want to like try to talk to everyone now, though.
But
Commander,
okay, here's
how
the
are
thing.
you?
Garrus and Rex are the only people that have that in this game. The only other thing you're gonna get is romance dialogue from Ashley or Liara, I think, if you talk to anybody right now.
Okay. Let me do my push-ups real quick. Push-ups accomplished.
Nice.
Well, we'll talk to Ashley. We can always tell her off too.
You said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
A relative?
Your sister, I assume?
Until I get home and kill her. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up what's-her-name? Tassoni?
Why's that?
Liara. Why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her.
What?
I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
Oh my god. That's cold.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her. Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on Family Mail.
I didn't mean to.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially.
I think
With
there's
Dad on
mods
duty
for that
so much,
actually.
I had to help Mom
Caldwell.
raise them.
Oh, also, hello, Kel. What? It didn't tell you that we're live, Kel? That's weird. I don't know, Twitch always be weird like that, man. I get that.
Well, there
People
is
say
Mass
that.
Effect 2 and 3.
Oh, and 2 and 3, they add them.
Yep.
I think there's mods for the first one if you really wanted it, but Twitch do be twitchy, it's true. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. Same as you, I expect. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
You raised your sisters?
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Vid mails?
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu.
Happy Friday,
At the
Kel.
time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away.
Amaterasu?
Close enough to talk regularly,
Ooh.
too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Something changed?
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Dedicated of you.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was
I've
only a
never
dozen
style
light
walked in
years,
my entire
like
life.
a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her.
What?
I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell.
Nice.
Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him.
What?
The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Dang, Kel's always coming in here with the controversy. He's just trying to stir the pot, guys. Interesting story.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground
Actually,
under our feet. He'd say, space
Kel.
is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Oh, that's what you were talking about long
cannot
ago. I didn't
rest
know what
from
you were
travel.
talking about.
I will drink life to the lees. All
That's
times
bad.
I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I will say, Kel, that a lot of people like rag on Ashley a lot. And so far from her character, I don't know why she's so hated. She had like, she said she had like one little like moment there for a little bit where she like kind of came across as racist, but I don't think she was. I think it was more of just like strangers.
I think the reason people see her like that's because of what she does to Rex and the way she does it.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think that's
again,
why.
at this point, like it
Because it's what she
nothing's really
says
happened.
in combination with that and her being like very annoying anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's just a combination of things, I think. Because on its own, that dialogue wasn't that bad that she said earlier. That kind of came across like that.
Just so far, I'll just say so far, I think she gets way more hate than she deserves. And so far, Liara, yeah, I agree with you actually, Kel. She has like no personality and she has no sense of humor. So far, I mean, as is, I would honestly pick Ashley over Liara between the, if I had to pick one of the two.
Boy.
But just so far, Ashley's actually got a sense of humor and she's more relatable than Liara. But again,
Take that up with Scourge.
yeah, I know. We'll see. In the past, I always romanced Tally, so yeah. Tally
Honestly,
fanboy over here.
I
Doesn't,
can see that happening because Tally is almost like a combination of Ashley and Liara, like the best things about each character, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We'll see though. That's just like my initial impressions. Like we haven't really had that many dialogues with all of them. This is like my second conversation with Ashley, so it's like it's still hard to say. And I agree with that, Kel. I think people just like that ooh waifu kind of vibe, but I don't know. We'll continue.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Yeah, Liara
Dad
and
passed
Tali
on a
are
few years
actually pretty
back.
similar
He's probably still watching, though.
personality-wise.
So behave.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Oh, what? I didn't know I was about to get into like a religious debate with Ashley. What the?
Yeah,
this
I actually like
conversation?
this part. This is my favorite dialogue with Ashley.
Hmm. What's the problem with you? Is it that I believe in God? Of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
Bro, some of this dialogue is savage.
Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
I don't remember that dialogue. That's pretty deep. How are we doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I believe her.
I think she's being straight with us.
Yeah.
Or at least, I don't think she lies very
She's
often.
some aliens, God. Yeah, true
she's
though,
probably
Kel.
really bad
Yeah,
at it.
True.
Hey, want me to
You're not
ask her
wrong,
about
Kel.
sex
This whole
life?
conversation's all over the place. Yeah.
And also, Kelly, you are right, though. I think Liara probably has the best development of any character in the franchise, because she does change a lot.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yep. Don't be cruel.
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
Aw, no fun, Skipper.
Skipper. What's these nicknames?
Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
She tells me like some of her life story, and now she's giving me these like pet names all of a sudden. Like what?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's
Giving
story
Shepard.
about her and her mom not talking.
Not me.
They're family, right?
I believe her.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey,
Yeah.
want me to ask her about her sex life?
Yeah, these are just my initial thoughts of the characters. You know, so I'm sure things will happen, and like my perspective will change on people's characters and stuff like that. So
My main problem with Ashley is that, in my opinion at least, she's just not well written,
I don't
especially
think
not as
she's-
well written as
Too
like
bad those
Caden.
ruins got
That's why I
destroyed.
always
I mean, they
choose
lasted
Caden, 'cause
thousands
his
of years.
arc
What's
is
your
amazing.
opinion on the last
Not
mission?
sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about... Hey, want me to ask her... Too bad those ruins got destroyed.
We'll talk later.
Looking forward to it,
As far
Skipper.
as like which character to like keep with you, if you go, I mean,
can I like tell her not to call me Skipper? I actually hate that though.
you've like already kind of started a romance with her, so she's gonna continue to call you Skipper.
What? I have done none of the sort. I'm just having conversation.
Doing like the most positive options will romance. The romance in this game.
Hey,
is
she might be catching
so
feels, but I'm not. I'm just a nice guy. All right.
I know. That's what happened to me the first time.
I'll shoot her down if it comes to it.
What do you want, Shepard?
I'm not gonna lie, because I knew that going in. When I played Legendary Edition, I literally was just as mean to her as I possibly could be without doing Renegade, so I just shot her down within like the first section of the game.
Yeah. Personal inquiry. Let's talk to Rex, the true in-game romance.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Yes.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Kel, always so bold.
Why not stay and help your
And it's
people?
appreciated.
Whoa.
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
Oh, that
I
is
was
such
betrayed.
a take, Cal. Oh,
I
Garrus,
was head of
no
a small
Garrus,
tribe.
Laura.
We were trying to restore order after the
Dang.
war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What about you?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. to stop his
Pumpkin,
ranting.
you still there?
I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
What about Jared?
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And you went.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did, but when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
Dang.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
It's kind of similar to Zalbar's predicament in KOTOR, actually.
Are your people
Yeah,
really
it
dying?
definitely is.
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family. But that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Armor?
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll look for it.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Sweet.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians.
Adrian
if you want
Hardlight, true.
details.
What up, dude?
They made it.
I know that. I know how you feel, dude. It is a little odd, right?
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth. And
Welcome in,
most
dude.
never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
What?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a
Yeah,
Krogan
Shepard, you walked
scientist?
right into that one, dude.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Nice. That's 2 personal missions claimed. Feels good.
Looking for supplies?
Of course.
Let's see what you've
You
got.
bet, Commander.
Oh my gosh, Cal is like about to like have the entire fan base at his house. Like,
Yeah, I know.
dude,
He's poking the
gosh.
bear. He's poking the bear for sure.
coming
So
with
funny.
like the worst. I mean, I'm not saying there's such a thing as like a worst take, because it's all at the end of the day, it's all opinions. But coming with the most controversial takes for sure.
So there is a way to see the stats of armor in the shop. I just found it. You have to click compare, and then it'll compare it to what you're currently wearing, which is nice. Have I fought Krogans on Insanity? I've fought in a few, and it's not fun, man. They don't die! Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of base though, Kel. But the Genephase is awful at the same time. It's definitely a moral conundrum, yeah? I think I want to go ahead and buy this armor though, because it's like a massive upgrade. Like huge. And that kind of upgrade might, yeah, and they also breed insanely fast, yeah. True. Let's go ahead and equip that. It's just a massive upgrade. Easily the best that I've got right now. I'm not gonna equip a new assault rifle.
Looking for supplies?
Sell some stuff. What is considered a junk? Do I have to mark things as junk?
Yeah, you mark things as junk. It's a way to like mass dismantle things. Just mark like a bunch of stuff you want dismantled as junk, and then just do like dismantle a junk, and it'll dismantle like however many things you marked.
And how do I mark it as such?
To help you, I'm getting an ad right now. I need to
Oh, my
like
bad.
5 seconds. Hang on, my bad. I need to log into my account on here.
Yeah, it's true, Kyle. That basically Mandalorians on steroids. Probably the biggest threat outside of the Reapers. Yeah.
I think if you go to like your inventory screen, there should be a way.
I do
if
think
you, like,
playing
hover
God
over
in
it.
that regard, though, is it's a very fine line to walk. It's still a moral conundrum, because not every Krogan is like terrible, right? So it's like
There's a moral conundrum gameplay wise, but story wise, at least in my opinion, there's literally no moral conundrum with the Krogan. Genophage should have never happened.
I'd say it is preventing the reproductive process.
Yeah, but there are other
of an entire
ways
species.
of doing that than how it happened. I feel like of like preventing the Krogans from like conquesting, then like completely like eradicating the race, basically.
All right, so how do I mark things for like as junk?
Looking for supplies?
Not right now.
No
thanks.
problem. Keep checking back. Looking for supplies?
I don't know how to mark
Let's see
things
what you've
junk on
got.
Here, but
You bet, Commander.
Wait, you
I'm
were in an
totally
ad?
thinking
We've
of
been
the console
snoozing them.
controls.
How did you get an ad?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not subscribed to Prime on this account.
Well,
I
yeah,
am on
but
my
we've been
account.
snoozing the ads, is what I'm saying. So I don't know how you got one.
I don't know how it happened, but it's over now. I can see.
Well, it's about soon. It's gonna do forced ads anyway, so I don't know why it's doing that. That's
dumb.
yeah.
I don't know. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about the Krogan. Oh yeah, they make it pretty abundantly clear that if you don't cure the genophages, they're all gonna die eventually.
Is it better to get to like sell some of my gear or to convert it to Omnigel? Hello?
Oh, what? Sorry, I was contemplating all the insane takes Cal has had. What do you got?
Is it better to sell things for credits or to convert things to Omnigel?
Man, that's a tough choice. I would say Omnigel, but that's mainly what I did, so I'm a little biased. I would probably say Omnigel, though, unless you want to just get a ton of credits.
Yeah, I mean...
It just depends what you're going for.
Omnigel is what I use to fix the Mako, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's not Metagel, so it's gotta be Omnigel. And it's also, I think the only other use for it is like hacking and stuff, but you never really can fail the mini games.
And also, were you able to figure out how I mark things as junk so I can like bulk?
I don't, because on console the inventory looks kind of different. Are you in like the inventory screen?
Yeah, like the equipment screen.
Man, I don't know. On console it's just like I hover over it and I press like options or like Y or something, and it marks
like a-
as junk. But I have no
button for
clue how
that.
it would be on PC.
There
I
might
mean,
be a key bindings for mark as
only thing I
junk
can
or
think of
something.
is like clicking on it, clicking on the item but not equipping it. Like if you can do that in any way.
Yeah. Yeah, PC is a lot different.
And I'm not gonna lie. I think if Scourge was here, I think there would be like a war in the chat.
Yeah, I can't like right click it or anything. I can go to details about the
Details.
item.
That would be it. That should be it. That's what I think. That's what it is on
It
consoles, is
just
you
tells
go
me
there and you
things
mark
about it. There's nothing to
Frick.
do with marking.
Just like I don't know. Try all your keys. There's got to be something.
You press every button on the PC.
On console, it's just like it's either X or Y or something.
You can
I'm
mark it as junk on PC.
I can't remember.
What? It's so tedious to go through and like convert everything one at a time.
I know it is.
I just want to get rid of
tedious.
all like the level 1 things.
Hang on, let me look up what it is. I'll search it up. Search it up on my phone.
I could probably find it faster.
Yeah,
see.
if you check your keybinds or something and see.
Mass Effect 1 mark as junk on PC. Marking on what as junk mass or converted time. This makes inventory management a fair bit less of a pain. It's worth doing in the long run for sure. Okay. But how do I do this? I know that's a thing, but how?
I think my headset's gonna die soon, so if I just stop talking, that's why. I'll plug it in.
In the highlighted item at the bottom of the list, you can see the problem with the junk. What? Oh, okay. There's a little trash can that I can like, okay, cool, I see. Nice, I see it. So, yeah, there's a bin. Aries, what up? Also, hello, Aries. Yeah, there's a little like trash bin to the left of the word that you can just kind of like toggle when you click it. It's really easy to look over. I see. We'll get rid of
Hey, Aries.
everything 1s and 2s. Because who cares?
Can't believe we got both loyalty missions for Garrison Rex. It's
Off
hype.
the rip, right? Feels good.
Yeah. I was honestly not expecting that. I was just telling you to do that as like a precaution, but
Right.
kind of crazy. I'm glad we got Rex's though, because his is important. Because if you do his, it doesn't really matter how much Renegade or Paragon you have when you do Vermeer.
Word.
Hype.
Okay. So that's nice. That's good enough. Lost so much time doing it one by one. Yeah, Hadrian, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was I just looked it up and it's really easy to overlook. So for your next playthrough, you're good to go though. All right, let's talk. Let's make sure we talk to everybody because everybody did
Something
wanna
I can do for you,
kinda
Commander.
talk a little bit. So
Carry on.
Aye, aye.
no.